The anatomy of the vows. So, what makes a vow? What makes a vow a vow? So, first, a vow should restate the consent just to be certain about it. Secondly, the vow has to say something about openness to kids. And finally, the vow should be about being together forever. Reception of consent and vows. After the consent and vows are received by the groom and the bride, the priest will turn to them and say, "May the Lord in his kindness strengthen the consent you have declared before the church. What God joins together, let no one put asunder." Blessing them and faithfully joining them together. The blessing of the rings. So, one of the most iconic things that people see in a marriage typically is the blessing of the rings. The bride gives the groom a ring and the groom gives the bride a ring. So, are the rings really required? No, the only thing required are the things listed before. So, why do people exchange rings? People exchange rings because rings are symbols of their love. How are they symbols of their love? A ring is like a circle, it doesn't have an end in it, so, you know, their love doesn't have an end for the other person. It's placed on the fourth finger of the left hand because it was thought that there was a vein that led to the heart. Now comes the actual blessing of the rings. The rings will be presented to the priest, who will do the sign of the cross over the rings. As he does this, he says, "May the Lord bless these rings which you will give each other as a sign of love and fidelity." He then sprinkles them with holy water and returns them to the groom and the bride. So now comes the giving of the rings. After the groom and the bride get their rings, the husband gives the ring first. He puts his ringer on his wife's ring finger and he says, "Blank, receive this ring as a sign of my love and fidelity in the name of the Father and of the Son and the Holy Spirit." The wife does the same in return to him. Now comes the blessing of the aras. So what are the aras? Aras are 13 silver or gold coins that the groom gives to his bride as a gift, signifying that he will provide for his family and share all of his pleasures with her for the rest of his days. So what do the aras represent? So in total, there are 13 aras. 12 aras represent the months of the year. One ara represents Jesus. They're made out of gold or silver to show that they're valuable to us. For the actual action of blessing the aras, the priest will receive the aras, and in his presence he'll say, "Bless, O Lord, these aras that blank and blank will give to each other, and pour over them the abundance of your good gifts." After that, he gives them back to the groom and the bride.